Hello there in the world of YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that. This is part, whatever it is it says in the title, of the Virago build. Now, as you can see, there's been quite a lot of unbuilding. Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of deconstruction on it. Jack and Nori, tell you a story time. Right. I can't remember where we left off. I haven't watched my last video, so I can't think. But we had, well, I got both cylinders firing, so my CDI unit was definitely working. Both cylinders was firing. Then the bike was having problems running at all, and I thought, oh, hang on, what's going on here? So I checked electrical and stuff, that was all good. Turns out I may have had contaminated fuel in the lower tank, which has only taken, well, till recently to work its way up to the carbs, and then caused me a problem with the bike wouldn't start. So I took it all, unplumbed all the fuel tank and what have you, and I run in my own temporary fuel feed straight to the carb, run it to the handlebars. Yeah, it's open top, it's dodgy, I know. Do as I, no, not do as I say, not as I, yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Don't do it. Yeah, so add that filled up with fuel, get a little squirt of carb cleaner down the air cleaner, and she fired up, she ticked over. On the Virago 535 Great Britain page, there's a video of it up there. I might have included it in the last one, I don't know. But yeah, so that proved my theory, and I was all happy chappy. Then I was struck by the curse of the Virago. As you see, I've got the CDI unit and everything out again. Because randomly, for one day, I lost all spark. No spark to either cylinder. I was chasing my tail for an entire day. I couldn't figure it out, and I went into the house with the ump. I spoke to my mate Richard. Richard, if you're watching this, thank you very much for all your help. He claims he's not a genius, but I'm telling you, he's a genius when it comes to electronical stuff. He's helped me out of a pickle quite a few times. He taught me quite a lot of stuff as well, and I really appreciate his opinion on stuff, and you know what I mean. He's a fucking good bloke. But anywho, back to this. So I then chatted to him. We came up with a game plan for me to do the next day. I had some work to do on my son's car first, so then I came out and I did this next. I'm gonna be honest, I went through tracing power, I went through testing resistance on coils, for the pickup coil, everything. Stuff was reading correct, some stuff was reading incorrect, then reading correct. I unplugged and plugged in a few different things. I jostled a load of stuff. I thought, I'm just gonna see what's happening. And she was firing. I took out both plugs just to ensure that they were both cylinders firing. So I filled up my fuel again, started her up, and she was running. Now, she was running really smoky, which she didn't used to do before. But I mean, this is just E5 petrol that I've got there. The fuel that was in it was some nice V-Power from the garage, but it's now contaminated, so that's for the bonfire. Yeah, but I've got a bit of E5 just for testing. Now I'm going to improve my little fuel setup here. Only partially. I've got this old washer bottle thing here that I had for something else. And I've bonded a filter to it. I'm gonna plumb this in to the carb after I've cleaned it out, obviously, and run some fuel in that. Because I want to get her running so I can get her heat cycled a few times, get her cleared out and stuff. I'll probably have to move her outside for that, but I want to get her cleared out, get her heat cycled, make sure the valves have done all their thing and settled back in nicely, because it hasn't really been run. It's been sparked up a couple of times and it's been revved up a few times, but it's only been running on one cylinder. I tried to ride it down the street a little bit and it wouldn't bloody go nowhere. It was no good. So that was that, game over. She's been set up since. So I'm hopefully, all the plugs, by the way, are brand new, literally brand new, a couple of days old. But I'm thinking of deleting not the big tank, obviously the top tank, but the under-seat tank. Because all it's done is cause complications and problems, and I mean, fuel pump and 2 tanks and just to a carb, and I don't understand why won't it run just gravity feed from a tank to the carb with a stopcock, like old school. So for testing purposes, that's what I'm going to do, but I need to make it in a way so I can do it safe enough so then I can test it by riding it down the road and seeing if that actually works at varying throttle positions, obviously. But yeah, that's where I'm going with that. But look at all the room now for activities. Now the battery I'd bought, where is it? Not that one. It's behind that battery charger there. Was actually, the battery is the correct amp hours and all that crap, but it's actually slightly too big for there, and it didn't fit in there in the battery box anyway. But it just so happens, now this isn't beautiful because I just knocked this up quick. I knocked up this battery come starter box for another project. Let me put it down somewhere. Yeah, for another project. I didn't end up using it. Bent and fold all that myself, and then at the time my welder was broke, so I thought, oh no, I'll go with some self tappers and cut them off and then give it a quick paint and boom. You get me? Thinking something like that. So maybe this will find a home. Not on the swing arm, obviously, because the swing arm moves. But maybe this can find a home on the old Virago. Now the lid lifts off on that to get the battery in and out and what have you and blah blah blah. So yeah, it's not 100% ideal design and what have you, but it's what I had lying around. And I say I've got it, and it bloody well fits. Just about perfect. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But yeah, right. I've got to get some fuel cans done up because the place stinks of petrol. It's doing me head in. I've got a coffee somewhere, so I'm going to get this sealed up. These tanks are out the way to the side like this one. Then I'm going to clean up a bit because, well, it's a bit of a mess. I've been kicking stuff about for days because, yeah, I'm just lazy sometimes. Plan is, I want to try and run just the top tank. It's a little bit of an issue. It's 2 hoses, and both of them are too fat to run to the carb. Yeah, somebody says, oh, they don't have a massive capacity. Well, to be fair, for the amount of riding I'm going to be doing, I ride locally mostly. I don't need a bigger capacity, but this would only be a temporary thing for me to get it running and what have you, neat cycled and up and down the road so I can check, make sure the clutch works good, the gearbox, there's no issues. No problems with the diff and the prop shaft. You see, the prop shaft and that looks like it's been reconditioned, the swing arm and all that recently, to be fair. It's in very good condition compared to the rest of the bike. So I might be lucky there. I mean, so far, the only thing I've been lucky on this bike is the fact that it came with brand new Dunlop Harley Davidson tyres, front and back, matching pair, which is nice. So, right, I'm going to have my brew, do a little bit of tidying up and stuff, and then we'll see where we're at. Bollocks. I don't think that's going to work as a starter box thing. Well, it possibly could if I can get the wires on and isolated, and this just needs a bit of jiggling around. And then there you go. Oh, they're just going to be purely ornamental. I'll have to think about that, see what I think. But I should use it. I made it, and I mean, it's shit, but it's not total shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not going for showroom perfect chrome. I want it to look like it's from 1991. I want it to look like it's a survivor. I'm into rat look stuff, but I'm not going to rat it. But I want it to show its age. So I just want it in good mechanical condition I'm going to change them bloody bars. And still a few more modifications to go yet. But let's get her running properly first. What next? Should I rig up a fuel supply and crack her off? Maybe. Might cheer me up a bit. I've still got tools to put away, like, for fuck's sake. Let me do that first. I decided I can't be bothered. That's the least of the worries. I mean, I still haven't sorted everything out properly from the other shed. I've still got half a shed full of shit coming here yet. And I'll fill up some shelves. I might have to build some more storage yet, so yeah. Anyway, back on with the bike. Oh, there was a lot more fuel in that tank. I thought I drained it all, but obviously not. Must have been like the reserve tank. Nearly filled up another jerry can again. So, right, I've removed my little shit flicker off the back there. That was only experimental anyway, and was only a bodged up bracket. I put that side piece back on with the rectifier bollocks on. Should really rig a battery up, try and run some fuel to it and see if she'll run today. Because that's what you're all here for, really, isn't it? Yeah, let me see what I can do. I thought, fuck it, if we're doing it, I'll put the battery box in. Oh! But we don't want it sitting on the swing arm. We don't want it moving and stuff. So it needs to really have some sort of mount off of where the front of the fuel tank was mounted. And yeah, attach it to that so it's free floating. But then really it needs to be this high. Shit filming, sorry. It needs to be this high to allow for the uppy downy of the suspension. Then is that going to work then? Because you won't be able to get into the top of it. Now, do I trim the top down a little bit? I've also got to cut a groove in the side for the cables to pass through. Oh, I can't do that in here because it stinks. So I'll have to go take the grinder to my other shed and do it in there. What do I do? What do I do? I don't know what I'll do, but you'll see what I'll do in a minute. Alright, we're gonna have to cut this fucking short because I'm a twat and my video is gonna run out because my battery's nearly done on my phone. Rough fitted, it's bolted through the bottom there. It needs standing up a bit more. Probably needs another bracket to support it. I haven't cut no grooves in it because it stinks petrol in there really bad. Probably not going to be able to wire in the switches straight away, but it fits where I want it to fit. It's going to work and do what I want it to do, which is nice. Right, I did promise you a start up, so I'm going to have to sort things out so I can jump start it and what have you. And so give me a minute, I'll be back. Sorry about the camera angle, it's tucked to this. A little bit of cheap spray. Get me started. High beams on. She's probably just cold. Maybe, yeah, she's not got fuel up yet. Don't copy me, don't do that. She went then. Oh, go on. Yeah, there you go. So she's not running mint. She's run out of fuel now. She's stinking the shed out, but she runs. Right, so I'm running out of battery. The shed stinks really bad. It's making my eyes burn, so this is going to be a short but sweet finale. So like the video, give a thumbs up, consider subscribing to see my progress with this. Well, mostly problems with this that I'm having. If you don't want to subscribe, who gives a fuck? I'll catch you next time. Cheers.